Hello ladies and gentlemen, hope you're having a great day and welcome to the Tundra Dude 34 YouTube channel. This is a 2025 Limited. It's actually used, but we're going to use it as our example today to do a walk around and do a test drive because it's set up in a way we never see the Limited. And it's kind of weird because usually when you hear something like that, you would think, oh, it must be set up with all the options. It's the exact opposite, my friends. In this case, this is the most base model Limited 4x4 Tundra you can get. It doesn't have the Limited Premium package, which gives you the premium auto leveling headlights and the trailer assist package. It doesn't have the Limited Power package, which gives you the wireless charger and the bed lights and outlet. This thing is pretty bare minimum, but I'm going to show you what you still get standard on the Limited, even at this level. The price of this truck, if it was brand new, would be roughly around $59,000, almost $60,000. And of course, we talk about it all the time, and we will talk about it on our ride. You can build Limited up with a lot of options, almost right to the edge of Platinum in 1794. But let's look at what this has standard. So you're going to get your bumper sensors, you're going to get blind spot monitoring standard, you're going to get the power folding mirror standard. This is ice cap, the exterior color, 20-inch wheels, as you can see. This is a 2025, so you have the power up down tailgate, as you can see. Hit the button again, goes right back up. Again, this does not have bed lights and outlet because it doesn't have the Limited Power package. You got your chrome badging there. LED headlights, regular LED headlights, not the premium ones. Gray grille up front, you got your fog lights there. Let's look on the inside. So standard in the Limited is Softex interior. This is a black Softex, heated and ventilated seats in the front, and memory function for driver right here. That's all standard. Another standard option when you get a Limited, you get the digital gauge cluster. The 14-inch screen is standard. As you can see, this isn't TRD or anything, so you got your regular shifter. You have tow haul and drive mode. You won't have multi-terrain select or crawl control because this isn't TRD off-road. You won't have locking rear diff because it's not TRD off-road. You got the black engine start button over there. This is the regular mirror. It's not the digital mirror. And black headliners on all Tundras for 2025. Let's start this up. There you go. And there's your standard digital gauge cluster. And I think it's important to show you this level of a Limited because, again, we always see the Limiteds that are loaded up absolutely with every option you could get on Limited. That's what's always on the lots. I don't think I've ever seen one that is as base as this one is. And again, the point of showing you it is to show you all of the features that come standard. If you're in the market for, say, something we filmed the other day, a loaded SR5 TRD off-road, you could get that right to the edge of Limited, but there are still things in Limited that you can get that you can't get in SR5. For instance, the heated and ventilated front seats. In SR5, it's just a heated front seat. So keep that in mind when you're shopping. When we go into drive, there is no button here that shows us all the views because this doesn't have the 360 camera. What you do get for reverse, that's what you got right there. You could hit these buttons. Okay, it'll change the view a little bit. And over here, we'll change the type of graph you want. But again, a very base Limited. Let's check out the back seat real quick. And in here, you're gonna have an area that seats 3 comfortably. Big area down low. That can go all the way up. If not, you pull that down for extra cup holders. This has some charging ports. It has an area for your wallet. It has cup holders under seat storage because it's not hybrid. That window goes all the way down in the back still. Black headliners on all Tundras for 2025. No more gray headliner. And for 2026, all Tundras get the 32.2 gallon tank, which is the larger tank option as well. Today's video is sponsored by LazFit. If you don't know what LazFit is, it is a company that makes floor liners, bed mats, and automotive lighting for your Toyota Tundra. I've been partnered with them for almost a year now, and I've had their floor liners and bed mat in my Tundra, and I couldn't be happier. I love the coverage on the floor with the floor liners. It holds all the dirt, dust, and debris in. They're extremely easy to clean, and they're a lot cheaper than some of the competitors out there. My bed mat, Before putting that in, everything slid around the bed with the composite bed that the Tundras have in the new generation now. That mat keeps everything perfectly still, so I couldn't be happier on that. Now, normally I talk about offering you guys a 15% off discount code, but today I want to talk about a 20% off discount code at LazFit. They are celebrating their 10-year anniversary, so they want to give you more savings. All you have to do is go down in the description of this video, hit my custom link, and also use the promo code listed in the description, and you will save 20% through the month of August. All right, let's take a ride in this 2025 Limited. I should mention, before I forget, that a new thing for Limited in 2026, no more Softex seats. It's going to leather trimmed. So just note that going forward for 2026, Softex is not in Limited anymore. It is now leather. So you may ask yourself, why? Why, Mark? Why would you test drive a Limited that has nothing in it? Well, there's two reasons. Number one, all I ever see on the lot are the Limiteds that are fully loaded, okay? And one of the things you guys always say to me is, you want a Limited, you're considering a Limited, but you don't need all the crazy options that you can get on a Limited. I hear that very often. A lot of times, you guys drive the topics of the videos. If you're looking for something specific, I'm gonna go out and try to find it. Finding a Limited that is trimmed down like this one, where it has, not a lot of options on it, is so tough. I never see them. Every time I see Limited, they have the JBL, they have all the crazy features in it. So today, I wanna go over what is standard in this and what is optional, okay? So for instance, standard, like we talked about on the walk around, digital gauge cluster standard, the Softex seats with the heated and ventilated front seats and the memory function for driver, that will soon be leather seats. They are standard. 14-inch screen is standard, and power folding mirrors are standard, blind spot monitoring and the parking sensors are standard. The 32-gallon tank is standard, but again, for 2026, all Tundras will have the 32-gallon tank. So there's some features you get right off the bat without having to look. Now in SR5, you can get the Softex seats that are heated. You can get the 14-inch screen. You could get the power folding mirrors. You could get the blind spot monitoring, the parking sensors. But that kind of stuff is not standard in SR5. So you have to find a Tundra that has it. And like I said in my last video with the test drive with the blueprint, some of that stuff is just hard to find these days. Like finding a loaded SR5 is not as easy as it once was. Maybe for 2026, it will be easier. But people come up into Limited because they start wanting some options, but maybe don't want to go all the way up into Platinum and 1794. Now you could go regular 3.4 liter twin turbo V6 like this one has, or you can go 3.4 liter twin turbo V6 hybrid in the Limited. This is where the options start really coming together. You can add things like JBL, the pano roof. You could go TRD off-road package. There's also a nightshade package, which is a $450 add-on appearance package to the truck. It's just body color and blacks out everything on the outside. There's a lot of different things you can do as far as the features. The 360 camera, you could go with the premium auto leveling headlights. You could go with the wireless charger, the bed lights and outlet. But I said this last video, I will say this again. When you do shop for a Limited, it isn't, hey, this is what a Limited is, take it or leave it. There's a lot of different things you could do with the truck. So you got to go on toyota.com build and price tool and to the spec section and compare trucks and see what you get on Limited, standard, and what you get as far as additions if you wanted to add stuff here and there. Because Limited is one of the toughest ones to build for sure. SR5 is tough, but Limited, it's even tougher because there's so many different options when it comes to things you may want and things you may not want. One of the things I hear all the time, people will say, I want what the Limited offers, but I don't want the pano roof. Because everyone I see always has the pano roof. Well, here you go. They don't all have it. There are some out there that don't have the pano roof, so that's a good thing. You just have to look around. It's not the easiest. Now, I'm not sure if you guys want to go as base model into this truck or into, a loaded SR5. Like the comparison there, a loaded SR5 to a base model Limited, there's still things offered in the Limited that you can't get in SR5 that we talked about, kind of like the heated and ventilated function on the seats, the digital gauge cluster. You can't get any of that in SR5. The wireless charger you can't get in SR5, but it's an option on Limited. So it's very confusing. Build and Price Tool will definitely educate you, before you make a very expensive purchase. Now, one way the new generation Tundra deserves a lot of praise is really no matter what trim you get, from SR all the way up into, say, a Capstone, maybe a TRD Pro, they all drive fantastic. The drivability of the truck is great. Very limited brake dive, if any. Good power with the engine. I mean, this engine is absolutely no slouch. 389 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque. It gets down the road very nicely, and the hybrid gives you even more power and torque. Fuel mileage wise, it really depends. A lot of complaints come back about the hybrid that the fuel mileage isn't very good, but the regular 3.4 liter twin turbo V6, through some of my research and driving around in these trucks and owning a regular 3.4 liter twin turbo V6, it looks like the regular engine actually gets a lot better of fuel mileage. My personal vehicle gets, well, at least the truck says right now 19.6. I have 12,000 miles on the truck, so even when I do pump to pump calculations, the numbers are very good. So it's hit or miss. In the times I've driven the hybrids, the numbers were showing 16, 17, and when I'm driving in the regular 3.4 liter twin turbo V6, you're talking like 19, 20. As far as tow capacity with the Limited, it really depends on the configuration. This particular one, probably a little over 11,000 pounds. And a lot of things you can do with the Limited as far as configuration. You could do the Crew Max with 5.5 foot bed, 6.5 foot bed, 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, hybrid, regular. This is the melting pot of trims. This is where it all comes together, where you can get some stuff, but not all stuff. But I wanted to show you a base model today. This isn't something you see every day. This is the first time I've ever driven in the new generation a Limited base model. It's really going to come down to what your wants and needs are. And I guess my question to you is this for the end of this video. A lot of interest in Limited, a lot of interest in SR5. Last video we did the SR5, now we're doing the Limited. Which one would you take home and how would you set it up? What would be the way you would set up your Limited or SR5, whichever one you pick? Now, that last SR5 we drove was extremely loaded up, right to the edge of this. But then you jump up into this and you will see this doesn't have TRD off-road or anything, but there are features in here you can't get on SR5. So I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say. Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok at TundraDude34, TundraDude34 at gmail.com. I thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to go down in the comments. This is a battle between the two most popular trims of Toyota Tundra. Which one you taking home, the SR5 from the last video or a Limited? Take care.